Hello, today I'm going to tell you about things that you can plant and sow in October. I'm Zorab and this is Byther Farm. You can plant garlic, so this is one that I've saved from what grew this year. So I will take the bulb apart and I will plant each of these cloves about that much under the ground, so the garlic will be here and there'll be about that much soil on top. I like to plant them really deeply. It allows those roots to have taken really good hold before the little green shoots come up, so there's less chance of birds pulling at those green shoots and actually pulling them out of the ground. So garlic can go in now, and so can onion sets, and I'll link to my videos about planting garlic and onions in the information below. As ground becomes empty, as you harvest your crops, there are several things that you can do. You could sheet mulch it with, say, cardboard or a plastic sheeting, which will prevent the light getting to it and any of the weed seeds from germinating. You can cover it in a layer of compost, and then over the winter the worms will take that compost down into the soil to improve it. Or you could put on a green manure, and that's what I'm going to do with this bed. There are several green manures that you can grow. I'm going to use a red clover here. Basically you sow the seed all over the bed, and then you wait about 90 days and then you in theory you dig it in, but what I'm actually going to do is just chop it off, and I'm just going to pull it and drop it back onto the ground, because obviously I don't dig here, so I'm literally just going to be pulling it up and leaving it to sit. What I have got, I've noticed growing here, are some peas, and these are one of the things that I was going to be talking to you about today. You can sow peas for their really tasty shoots in trays inside, so either in your greenhouse or your polytunnel. It's also possible for them to grow outside in a mild autumn. These aren't going to give you peas, you are growing them for the shoots, but we know it's possible for them to grow because they're actually growing here without me trying. These ones are obviously self-sown. We had peas in the centre of this bed. They're growing quite happily now. So I'm going to harvest the shoots and the tips to go in our salads over the next couple of weeks. And I'm also going to get the clover in here. If you sowed lettuces last month, either outside or in a tray, now's the time to do something with them. So if you sowed them outside, then now's the time to thin them. If, like me, you sowed them in a tray, now is the time, at this sort of size where they're 3 to 4 inches high, it's a good time to be planting them out. So I've planted some in the polytunnel, which will bring them on sooner. I'm also going to plant some outside. It's not too late to sow winter lettuces, and a variety, something like winter gem is perfect. These are winter Imperial, and the instructions say sow them August to September, but it's certainly worth giving them a go in the first couple of weeks of October, particularly as at the moment it's fairly mild. So I've spaced these about 12 to 15 inches apart to give them plenty of space to grow. In the spring I put my lettuces in very close together. This time of year I'm spacing them further apart so that they can maximise the light that we are getting. Daylight hours are shorter and the light isn't as strong. If you're enjoying this video, please give it a thumbs up or leave a comment, and if you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing to the channel. You can still sow cauliflower, so a variety like all the year round. So you can sow this now, and in 2 to 3 weeks you should get your first seed leaves come up. They're best actually sown in place. I've sown them in here because the space that I'm going to put them into isn't quite ready for them yet. I've still got some plants to get out of that bed before I put these in. So rather than risking pulling them up as I'm harvesting, I will put those in a couple of weeks' time. You can also sow seeds of herbs like basil and dill and parsley to grow on your kitchen windowsill over the winter. You can also plant broad beans now. Choose a variety like aqua dolce, and they'll sit in the ground over the autumn and winter and have a head start in the spring, giving you a slightly earlier crop. Now, I'm not planting my broad beans right now because in previous years I've planted them in the autumn. The slugs have eaten them in the spring and I've had to re-sow in spring. So this year I'll sow them in modules in the polytunnel, but I know lots and lots of people who plant them now, and in previous years I have planted them in the autumn and they've been absolutely great. So there you go, 7 things that you can sow and plant in October. You could also not do the lying on the ground shot until the very end, otherwise you're covered in soil for all the rest of it.